Coming up right now on SUTV News, a Pulitzer Prize winner visits SHIP.
And an organization on campus looks forward to its annual event that benefits pediatric cancer.
Hello and thanks for joining us on SUTV News. I'm Holly Harrer.
And I'm Laquan Chapman. Pulitzer Prize winner Ron Suskind visited Shippensburg yesterday to share a powerful message with university students. Suskind met privately with a group of students backstage of the Lohr Center before his public lecture. He shared stories about his autistic son, his early career as a journalist, and a letter left by his late father that dramatically changed his life's direction. He lightheartedly addressed the challenges he faced while writing his new book, Life Animated. The book details his experience raising his son, who found his voice and stories of Disney movies. Suskind took questions from the students after his lecture. You can pick up Suskind's book now or read an excerpt on Amazon.com. Several roads and parking areas on campus were shut down on Wednesday for paving. Lancaster Drive, the Lohr's Performing Arts Center access road, the Cub Dock area, and the Franklin Science Center lot are all closed. Lancaster Drive runs between the Lohr's Performing Arts Center and the Cub. Detours are in place for the drivers. The paving is expected to be finished by November 11th. The road around the Reed Operations Center will also see some changes. Within the next 2 weeks, it will become a one-way street. No information was available on how long the road will be closed.
With the holidays approaching, students looking to give back this season can do so right here on Shippensburg's campus. Tyler Baldwin tells us how.
The Angel Tree, located on the bottom floor of the Cub, is one way students at Shippensburg are giving back this upcoming holiday season. The tree was provided by the Center for Engagement, Service, and Learning in partnership with the Salvation Army to provide Christmas gifts to underprivileged children in the area.
We'll host a tree here on the campus, and we'll start out with just 50 underprivileged children, or 50 angels, if you will, and allow for our students and faculty and staff to give back in that sense.
To get involved, SHIP students can choose to sponsor any angel from the tree.
The angel that is that's on the tree downstairs, and what they do is pretty much they come up to the table and they'll tear off the bottom half of the angel. And once they tear off the bottom half of the angel, they'll take, which is just this part. There's a number on the back of it that coordinates with the number on the front of it. So when they take this part to the information desk to register it, that way we get their name and their email address, just in case we need to remind them to bring their gifts in and things. They'll take this part off. They'll take this with them to get the gift, whatever it is that they want.
All gifts are brought to room 225 in the Cub and must be provided by December 5th at 6 p.m. For SUTV News, I'm Tyler Baldwin.
Students and faculty can get involved in helping sponsor an angel by visiting the Cub or emailing sd4446@ship.edu. The tree will be in the Cub until December 3rd. SHIP will hold its third mini-thon on Friday. This event is a night of dancing, competition, and fun to raise money for pediatric cancer. Participants can enjoy live music, dodgeball tournaments, and a special line dance. Bobby Schwartz told SUTV that mini-thon gives kids with cancer a chance to just be kids.
A chance to be a kid for those 12 hours, whether it's mini-thon or thon at Penn State for those 46 hours. Gives them a chance to just be a kid, to not be in pain, not worry about, I have to go to the doctor's tomorrow.
Mini-thon will take place in the Shipwreck Center from 6 o'clock p.m. Friday until 3 o'clock a.m. Saturday. There is a $20 entrance fee, and all proceeds go directly to the cause. Coming up on SUTV News, in case you're wondering why there's a number of scruffy men walking around, we have the scoop on No Shave November.
And the Women's Center gives SHIP students the chance to learn valuable workplace skills. It's coming up next. SHIP's mascot, Big Red, has been a fan favorite for the past few years. SHIP's mascot for the 2014 winter term is a polar bear, but he has no name. Students and faculty can vote for a name on SHIP's website. While there, they can enter to win a $50 gift card to the bookstore. Contest winners and the Polar Bears' new name will be announced in mid-December. Communicating your worth, handling stress, and even workplace bullying are all topics SHIP students can learn more about through the Women's Center's WILL Conference. Julie Ratcliffe has more.
The Women's Institute for Leadership and Learning, or WILL Conference, is offering Shippensburg students a chance to learn some valuable skills. The workshop will be presented by campus leaders, including APB and the Career Center. The unique aspect of this conference is that some of the workshops are led by fellow students. Marnie Baluta and Alexis Whitmer are students in Professor Grunewald's Women and the Media class and will be presenting on Friday. Marnie and her group will be presenting Say What? The Art of Storytelling.
How to use that story, whether it's your own personal story or the idea that you have about an idea or an accomplishment. It's being able to tell that story in a way that's going to make people want to hear more about it and get people interested in what you have to say.
So what are the benefits of students leading the conversation?
Students have a way of being able to relate and understand. I think are much more open to listening and interested in what you have to say because it's a peer talking to a peer versus a leader lecturing a student.
This Whitmer's group is presenting Bullies Grow Up Too, Bullying in the Workplace. She believes her peers should be informed as they head off to the workforce.
We need to know how to be prepared going out into the workforce. And as students, we want to relay that messages to our fellow students and so we can help inform others. And as we're teaching it, we're learning.
Both groups are excited to share their presentations. They hope to educate some fellow SHIP students and better their own chances for success in the future. For SUTV, I'm Julie Ratcliffe.
Registration is closed for this year's conference, but keep an eye out for an opportunity to present or participate next semester.
Most know the month of November as a time to give thanks. But for many men, November is a month to skip out on the old morning shave. No Shave November was created with the American Cancer Society to bring awareness to male cancers. The purpose of not shaving for a month is to embrace our hair, which many cancer patients lose. No Shave November organization asks you to save the money spent on shaving products for the month and donate it to cancer research. If you or someone you know is participating, share your progress with us on our Facebook page and hashtag Let It Grow in support of the cause. For more information on how you can let it grow, visit no-shave.org. While the population in India is rapidly growing, men are continuing to outnumber women. One man works to capitalize on the menswear industry. Plus, the fight to contain Ebola continues. John Schaefer is here with your world news.
Now, Halloween has passed for another year, but the spooky holiday will not be forgotten for one California girl whose holiday was filled with a little more trick than treat. The 8-year-old was out gathering candy Halloween night when someone put a gram of methamphetamine into her bag. The girl's father found the small baggie when going through her candy and immediately reported it to the police. Police say that although a gram doesn't sound like a lot, it's enough for a felony charge. Police are unsure at this time who is responsible. India's population of men majorly outnumber the women, and with all those men comes the need for a lot of suitable clothing. Dhruv Sehgal started his own line of clothing where he designs and makes menswear at several factories. Sehgal claims he wants to be India's Tom Ford, but because of the tax demands, doing business in India is tough. Sehgal is working closely with India's government to help develop his clothing even more. He is continuing his business with no sign of slowing down. Ebola has claimed more than 5,000 lives worldwide since its February outbreak, many of them being from West Africa. Medical teams are in a race against time to stop the spread of the virus as fast as possible. Many of the volunteers are from America, and they say training and proper procedures are the key to winning the fight. Volunteers are taught how to put on and remove protective equipment, draw blood, and dispose of hazardous waste. Many volunteers go for the experience so that they can help when they return to the United States. Well, that's a wrap for your world news this week. Let's send it back to the desk.
Don't go away, still to come, Hunter Wolf breaks the news on some colder temperatures right around the corner.
And as always, Alexis Hilliard has the scoop on everything entertainment. Stay with us.
be a low of 41 for the evening. There's a slight chance of morning showers as we head into Friday, but that rain should clear up by the afternoon. It will be mostly sunny the rest of the day, and be prepared for gusts as fast as 22 miles per hour. There will be a high of 50 for the day. Friday night also calls for a slight chance of showers as well as a low of 30. Let's take a look at the next few days. Saturday will be the day to get out and have some fun this weekend. There will be a high of 51 and skies will be mostly sunny. Saturday looks a little different. There's a good chance of showers and a low of 38, and we're going to see those showers continue into Sunday. Sunday calls for showers as well and a high of 48. Skies are going to clear up again Sunday night, which will be partly cloudy. Sunday night is going to be dipping down to freezing temperatures. You're going to want to bundle up. We're going to have a great start to the week. Monday will be mostly sunny with a high of 50, and Monday night will be partly cloudy with a low around 39. Tuesday is going to be mostly cloudy with a high near 57, and Tuesday night will be mostly cloudy with a low around 36. And don't forget, Tuesday is Veterans Day, so remember to take a moment to honor those who have served and who serve our nation. Speaking of our nation, let's talk football. On Saturday, the Shippensburg Red Raiders will be taking on the Kutztown Golden Bears in the Raiders' final home game of the season. It's going to be sunny on Saturday. Just remember to bring a jacket and you're good to go. That's your weather for the week. In a bold move, Taylor Swift removed her new album off Spotify. Alexis Hillard has the story.
Thanks, Hunter. Sounds like fabulous fall weather for the final home football game of the season. SUTV's Chris Ritter is up in the air with his latest installment on Shippensburg H. Rick Lore Center for the Performing Arts. Let's join Chris backstage.
We're going to dig deep to get the inside story on the technical preparations that go into putting on a stage production in the H. Rick Lore's Performing Arts Center. There's more that goes into a successful presentation than is visible from the audience's perspective.
Okay, come on back.
Our guide for this investigation is Bob Shirk, technical director for every event hosted at the Lohr Center. Bob has been part of the team from before the center even opened. We start backstage where Bob literally shows us the ropes.
If we hang a piece of scenery on a pipe out here on stage that weighs 100 pounds, take 100 pounds of these bricks and put them on the arbor, and that counterweights it so we have an equal weight here and there, and it makes it easy to move. It's balanced.
And there's a lot of weight to balance hanging backstage.
I'll move one of these just so you can see the counterweights on it. That's what the counterweights look like. Each brick weighs 33 pounds, so we figure 3 of them about 100 pounds when we're figuring out what we're going to weigh.
Next, we move from behind the stage to the very front of the stage.
Okay, so this black area between the carpet and the stage is our orchestra pit. Orchestra lift, actually. Does two things. We'll go down. It's not something we move during a show because there's noise associated with it. All right, so we'll bring it back up now. And like I said, it's kind of noisy. You can understand why we don't use it during a show.
From ground level, we go 40 feet in the air.
Kind of a different view of the seating, isn't it?
What kind of work gets done
Up here
on the catwalks? Because we saw the ropes.
Yeah. Let's take a walk over here and take a quick look. So this is one of our catwalks. There's actually 5 of them up here. On this catwalk, there's a little over 40 spotlights. We can color them individually, so if we want a blue wash, a blue light, maybe between songs, so it's kind of a transition light, we'll gel, and gel is the medium that colors the lights. The gel I was talking about, there you go, that's the gel. It's basically a thin plastic that sits in a metal frame, sits in the front of the light to give the light color.
Yep.
All right, so we'll put it back in the light there.
We leave the technical crew 40 feet above the stage to finish preparations for another show. We say our goodbyes and take our leave. Until next time.
Thanks for showing us the ropes, Chris. For more information on the center, visit www.lorecenter.com. Act 5 Productions is holding auditions for The Addams Family, the new musical comedy. Auditions are November 10th through 13th from 9:30 to midnight in Memorial Auditorium in room 100. For audition materials and questions, email Samantha New at sn6426@ship.edu. Comedian Vladimir Camaño will perform in the Red Zone tomorrow at 10 p.m. This Dominican comic from the Bronx weaves both intelligence and gritty humor into his material. Camaño will be here for one night only, so if you're looking to get a good chuckle, make sure to stop by. On the flip side, McPhilly's Coffee House is giving you opportunity to dish out the jokes the following day. They're holding an open mic Saturday at 10 p.m. You can show off your own comedic material, poetry, or musical talent. As we mentioned last week, Taylor Swift released a new album, 1989. To maximize profits of the album, Swift took this and all of her albums off Spotify. That means no more shaking it off for the artist or feeling 22. Swift isn't the only artist to remove her albums from Spotify or wait to put them on streaming service. Swift joins the likes of Coldplay, Adele, and Beyonce, who wait before revealing their albums on the platform. Some emerging artists like Betty Who, with her hit song, Somebody Loves You, want all the exposure they can get and believe Spotify is a good way to expose their music. In a recent interview, Who said she was all over Spotify and that musicians have to adapt to the ever-changing music industry. Beyonce fans can rejoice. Queen Bee announced she is releasing some new tunes on November 24th. The release includes several new songs and few mixes in a platinum edition box set. This set will include Beyonce's latest album, which was released in secret last December. Well, that's a wrap here for this week in entertainment news. Holly and Laquan.
After the break, Chris Eckstein has the highlights and a twist on Throwback Thursday.
Sports is next.
Senior running back Blair Brooks is running out of time in his career, but he's still rushing like a madman. Brooks was named the PSAC East Offensive Player of the Week after tying his career-high 171 yards rushed in a single game. It also didn't hurt that he scored 2 touchdowns in Saturday's win. Brooks became Ship's 5th 1,000-yard rusher. And the season is over for Ship women's soccer, and its defense was far from friendly to goal scorers, as Ship allowed just 14 goals all season. But one friend was recognized as part of the effort. Junior defender Rachel Friend has been named to the All-PSAC third team. Friend missed the last 5 games with an injury. Volleyball came into Tuesday's matchup against Point Park with a 500 record. Bernadette Koff tells us whether or not the Raiders came away with a winning or losing record.
An intense matchup between the Raiders and Point Park Pioneers. After falling short to the Pioneers 26-24 in the first game, the Raiders increased the pressure, taking the second game 25-14. The Raiders continued to dominate easily, winning the third game 25-15. The Pioneers battled the Raiders for every point in the fourth game, but fell short to Ship's 25-22 victory. Ship's blocking played a major role in the night's win. Taylor Goshaw and Faith Athley led the way for the team's 12 blocks. The 3-1 game win over the Pioneers increased Ship's record to 16-15. For SUTV Sports, I'm Bernadette Koff.
The Raiders take on Pitt Johnstown tomorrow at 7 and finish their regular season on Saturday. Last season may have yielded just 3 wins for men's basketball, but it ended with fireworks. Jay Hardy turned in quite a performance in the season finale win over Millersville, scoring a career-high 25 points with 4 slam dunks. And now, in honor of Throwback Thursday, let's revisit said dunks. Jay Hardy celebrates Throwdown Thursday.
Hands it off up top. How do you do, Mr. Jay Hardy? Trying to go with a windmill move. It won't fall. Loose ball. Lococo settles in on it, and he attacks with speed. Up top, Jay Hardy, no!
We apologize for the technical difficulties we experienced, but who doesn't love a good dunk every now and then, am I right? The Raiders head to Duquesne on tomorrow night for an exhibition game. Their regular season begins next Friday against Georgian Court. And that does do it for me tonight, but don't forget to tune into SUTV's live coverage of Red Raider football on Saturday starting at 11:55. Ship takes on Kutztown as 11 seniors play their final game at Seth Grove Stadium. We'll have you covered right here on Campus Channel 82 or Local Channel 21. Plus, you can watch online at ship.edu/Go Raiders. Don't miss out. Make sure you tune in. It should be a fun time as always. And speaking of a fun time as always, I'm going to send it back to some fun people at the desk, Holly and Laquan.
That's it for SUTV News. I'm Laquan Chapman.
And I'm Holly Harrer. As always, follow us on Twitter and Instagram at SUTV News, as well as like our Facebook page for all the updates. Thanks for joining us. We'll see you next time.